We would like to welcome you to these briefings on geopolitics, international relations, and global affairs. This hour's points of emphasis. At a meeting hosted by Iran, 9 Asian countries get together to discuss de-dollarization measures. Let's study this in greater detail. At the annual meeting of the Asian Clearing Union, ACU, which is currently taking place in Tehran, the topic of de-dollarization has taken the spotlight as the primary focus of discussion. 9 different Asian countries are members of the ACU. In addition to government representatives from Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Iran, Maldives, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka, the meeting was also attended by the governor of Russia's central bank, as well as representatives from Belarus and Afghanistan. It is not up to individual countries to decide whether or not to de-dollarize their economies. Officials from members of the Asian Clearing Union, ACU, and numerous other organizations got together in Tehran on Tuesday to kick off the 51st Annual Conference of the Asian Clearing Union, ACU. This meeting will take place over the course of 2 days. According to the Tasnim news service, the meeting was organized and hosted by the Central Bank of Iran, and de-dollarization was a primary topic of discussion throughout the gathering. At the moment, there are 9 members that make up the ACU. These members are as follows: the Bangladesh Bank, the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan, the Reserve Bank of India, the Central Bank of Iran, the Maldives Monetary Authority, the Central Bank of Myanmar, the Nepal Rashtra Bank, the State Bank of Pakistan, and the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. In addition to the highest-ranking officials from ACU member countries, observers at the meeting include the governor of the Russian Central Bank, officials from Belarus and Afghanistan, and officials from Afghanistan. During the meeting, Iran's first vice president Mohammad Mokber made the following statement in reference to the function that the United States dollar plays in the global economy, as well as the growing number of countries that are moving away from using the USD as a means of trade settlement. Countries are no longer making the decision to de-dollarize their economies on their own will. Rather, it is an unavoidable reaction to the so-called weaponization project of the dollar. Mokber pointed out that during the past few decades, the weaponization of the dollar has driven countries to disassociate themselves from reliance on the USD in order to lessen the potential impact of any prospective future sanctions. In response to the growing trend of nations wanting to lessen their reliance on the US dollar, the first vice president of Iran pointed out that the weakening of the dollar presents a big challenge to the worldwide power of the United States. In his concluding remarks, he highlighted that the Islamic Republic is prepared to improve its financial and economic links with other nations, particularly with governments that are members of the ACU. Iran has been stepping up its attempts to de-dollarize its economy, including eliminating the use of the US dollar in its bilateral trade deals with Russia. At the beginning of this month, the president of Iran, Ebrahim Raisi, issued a directive to the head of Iran's central bank, telling him to stop using the dollar in commerce and instead utilize national currencies. Additionally, President Raisi stated that Iran is interested in joining the BRICS economic bloc in order to combat the hegemonic influence of the West and to foster a multipolar world. The countries that make up the BRICS group, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have also been working to lessen their reliance on the US dollar. The economic organization is having discussions about developing a common currency, which will be a topic of discussion at the upcoming summit of its leaders. 10 nations in Southeast Asia, all of which are members of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, have just lately come to an agreement to promote the use of their own national currencies rather than the dollar. What are your thoughts on the fact that an increasing number of countries are attempting to move away from the dollar used by the United States? Share your thoughts with us in the space below titled Comments. The discussion comes to an end here for the foreseeable future. We appreciate you watching. We'll catch up with you in the following video.